Okay, we are live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of Olympus Gaming. I'm Andricus, heading up our run through Curse of Strahd. And we'll just start with a quick review, but this time, instead of me doing it, how about our players? What do you remember of last week's session?
I didn't know there was going to be a test.
Pop quiz.
We met Ismark the Lesser.
We heard a prophecy.
No, that was like earlier than that.
We also we broke into Mad Mary's house, found out that her daughter ran away, took upon a quest, to find Gertruda. We also buried Irina's father. And
found out the priest has a vampire son.
Correct. So we're planning on one day killing it, just not now.
And then he grabbed Irina and left the... Not if it's evil.
Premeditated.
Grabbed Irina and Ismark the Lesser, and we left town.
Did Ismark go with us?
Yeah. I think so.
That was his plan.
Yes.
And we have 3 quests in the quest log. I don't know if there's a way to complete the quests from the GM's point of view.
Oh, that's true, because we did help Irina bury her dad. That apparently was so awesome it got us 2 levels.
It's all that digging made your muscles good. And you had time to reflect on life. So what, you just unshared it?
Yep. I figured that'd be better than deleting the quest itself, so.
And there's no checkbox in the quest itself to tick it for completed?
Nope.
And we were taking Irina to either Valak
somewhere else
or the Abbey someplace.
The Abbey, I think we were going to take her. The other place is Valaki.
What's the Abbey? Is that the Krizek thing?
If I remember correctly, yeah, the Abbey is in Kresk.
Kresk, okay. Well, we got a ways to go for that one. I miss the days when I could just have Heimdall beam me up.
Have a Fellowship of the Ring montage.
Got 2 coconuts and you're banging them together.
Well, honestly, I don't think the hobbits were our level.
I did catch your little tune, Mark.
All right, so onward.
Onward and upward.
Wait, we're going up already? Sweet.
There's a little bit of a hill. I mean, you're going to be going through some mountains and such, so sure.
Okay, we'll allow it.
Alrighty, so if I remember correctly, you guys going along the way, and we're planning on, if I remember correctly, stopping by the encampment overnight. Is that correct?
Yes?
Totally knows they're not going to be there. We're going to find, like, the remnants of the camp and go, man, these look like they're 80 years old.
Alright, if that is the case, then you guys arrive at the encampment, and it is indeed still an encampment. You see Pax Vistani about doing normal activity things, some individuals off washing clothes at the pool or gathering water a little bit upstream. Some are off in the woods nearby trying to gather lumber and twigs and such for fire. And everybody is just doing daily life.
Hello.
One of them just kind of.
Hello.
A few of them pipe up and start coming over and hello. He kind of squint for a second and yes. How are you? How are you?
We're doing well.
We walked.
We feel stronger and more capable.
That's always good to hear. What can we do for you?
Oh, well, we're heading in that direction, and I'm not sure how I got charged with chatting, but that's okay. We're sort of hoping to hang out here for the evening and then head out in the morning.
Alrighty. I do believe we can. We have some room over here. I'm afraid we might not have a tent or wagon that we can give to you, but if you're fine with staying here, then I'm sure we can find you some room.
Surely we have our own. Nope. Wait, I don't have a tent. I need to get a tent later.
Let's see. I have a bedroll and
Yeah, I got bedroll and stuff like that.
We should be right as long as it doesn't rain.
Well, even if it does rain, that'll be fine. I'll see what I can do about the rain.
Alrighty. He'll lead you over to an area of camp, and mentions that they'll put some extra food on to cook, and shouldn't take much more than a few hours.
Well,
What time of the day is it?
It's about late afternoon, maybe turning towards the evening.
Are you guys protected by wards?
Nope.
They don't need wards. They have Bruce.
Folks don't exactly come bother us, so we have a few keep an eye out in case any animals get a bit too curious, but apart from that, no one's ever stopped by or anything.
Well, wonder why that is. Well, Donar is actually going to give them some money to sort of pay off, if they're making food, then here's a couple gold to pay
thank you.
to buy the food.
Oh, thank you very much. It's much appreciated.
It's the least we could do. Maybe ask them if they know anything about because they're sort of wanderers, right?
Yeah. This is one of the more longer term camps that they've had, but by and large, yeah, they do tend to wander around. So while the folks here may not have moved around recently, folks do tend to come and go.
Yeah, just sort of get like a layout of the land we're heading into. Pre-warned and all that.
Yeah, so they mentioned that they'll you're gonna pass by waterfalls if you're heading up towards either Valaki or Kresk or some of the lakes around there for sightseeing and such. You'll probably pass by the falls. Those are up a ways, and then the gates of Barovia are relatively nearby as well, and continue on a little bit more, and you'll have a little bit of a windmill before you finally turn around and head into Valaki.
Do they know anything about a great stone dragon? Might be a statue.
Great Stone Dragon.
Might be a big statue.
Yeah, there's another camp of Vistani that I think that I've heard, a smaller one maybe. They're a bit out of the ways of Valaki, but they've stopped by every now and then, and they mentioned that there's a haunted mansion or something of the sort, and that's off to the southwest of Valaki. And they mentioned that there does seem to be some form of stone dragon out there. Yes.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we? Yeah, go ahead.
General will she'll be kind of listening in and then ask, by the way, have you seen a young woman traveling out this way?
Right.
And she'll give like a description of the girl. Gertruda. Whatever her name is.
No, can't say that we have.
Do you tend to stay close to the camp, or do you range out a bit while you're hunting or gathering wood?
We'll have some who go out ranging for some food, primarily in the Svalich woods on the other side of the pool and beyond. But apart from them, not particularly. We tend to stay here and for at least a little while, and I think we'll stay here for a while yet. But we have some individuals passing in and out, and other Vistani and the like.
Perhaps we can ask them if they've seen her while they were out looking for food.
Sure. I think we're due for one or two parties to come back tonight, and
very well. In general, we'll kind of go back to writing in her tome and halfway listening.
What was our other quest? Oh, right. I was dealing with that dude. The only other thing that I'd be interested in is if they know of any place in this area that has amber doors.
Amber doors. I can't say that I've ever heard anything like that. No.
What of a giant stone dragon?
We already asked that.
Oh.
Pay attention, Cruz.
Cruz, sorry.
If I remember correctly, we already have a possible point for the giant stone dragon because it's at the highest peak, and they did point on the map in that blue circle. That's where they're thinking it might be.
And I think that's probably also where the other camp was that you had mentioned, Ethan.
That's not where the camp is. There's a camp near Valaki. They didn't like pull out and specifically point to where the camp is, but They do have a camp somewhere in the vicinity of Alaki, but it's from what it sounds like he didn't say the camp was at that mansion. It's just somewhere around Vlaki.
Does he know where? Maybe we can stop in and chat with them and find out where they know about the. Make sure to confirm that that is the stone dragon.
He does not know where it would be directly. Like he can't point it out to you on the map. He just knows it's somewhere to the south or southwest, somewhere around there.
Unrelated, how does 5e do hit points for leveling up?
I think it's an average.
Yeah, by default, the rule set, I think, does it averages. I think there's an option the GM can set to change that if he wishes.
I'm good with averages if you guys are fine with that.
I'm cool with that.
I was just curious. Well, I don't know if I have any other questions for them. Anybody else? Yes? No? Maybe?
Nope, not from me.
Nope, I'm good.
To share their fire and dance with their ladies and enjoy the night and get attacked by giant wolves in the morning.
Though we should have our own watchers. These people seem good enough, but we are in a strange land amongst strange
And
people.
they're not PCs.
So we should maintain our own watch.
Yeah, I figured that was the case.
I'll go last.
I think we
Oh,
had
wait, we
the
already have a watch
set up.
order, don't we?
Yeah, I think
we
you're
do.
right.
And I'm going first, man.
Yeah, we have Ozma, Darian, Jonah, Raven, Bruce, and Janrail.
Hey, Darian, do you have any way of protecting the border around the Vistani against undead?
Darian will shake his head and say, with the exception of my sword, no, I have no magics that can protect us.
Alrighty, and if no one has nothing else, then you guys bunker down for the night, and nothing happens.
Don't forget to give us our long rest.
Yeah, I was expecting a mass of undead to come invading the camp.
Where's the
I was wondering if
undead
you knew something we
monsters?
didn't. Long rest.
I'm sorry to ask this. Hit points, is it just a straight value, or do we have to add Constitution after the fact?
Fantasy Grounds adds it when you level up.
So it was giving me 10 per level, but no con mod, or is that how it's supposed to at a D12?
I think it's.
What's your con mod?
+3?
If you hit the magnifying glass next to HD at the bottom, it'll show you how the calculation is currently set up. And if it says stat base or stat con, then it should be right.
So
It should be base plus con, right?
Well, no, I'm talking about the entry for what stat
Yeah, it
your
just
hit dice
says
use.
base plus nothing.
Yeah, but the base stat is con.
right, but I noticed it gave me 10 hit points per level. How does it calculate that?
That's
10
not the
hit points?
average. You get a
Right.
12, don't you?
Yeah, it says average hit points for additional barbarian level added 10.
Where's that
So,
at?
oh, that's when I did the added level. So average for 12 is 6 plus 3 or 7 plus. I guess it's
User
So-
disconnected from your channel.
7 plus 3 would be 10. Yeah, I guess. So 7 is considered average for a D12.
Okay, so it's doing the old school,
User joined your
the
channel.
living way where it's half plus one.
Okay, then the math checks out.
All right, you guys progress through the night successfully without any party death or TPK, and the next
Well, I
morning
guess
is
that's something.
set.
All right. So General will wake everybody up since she's last watch and start packing her things for the day.
Let's see how Ismar the Lesser and Irina are doing. Is it Irina? I think it's Irina.
Yeah, it is, and they're both faring pretty well. Ismar is, pretty, up and seemingly ready to go. And Arena's a little bit groggier on the uptake, and hair's a little messy, and throat. The party's watches, those who are awake at the time see her, but she kind of tosses and turns and rolls around a bit during her sleep, and so little bit bad wrangled, but awake and alive.
Alive is always good.
Does she seem pale or anemic?
No, but she does mention she could really go for a raw chicken right now. No, I'm kidding. No, she's fine. Nothing really, stands out as odd or out of the ordinary.
The vampire's confused. He's like, "Where'd she go?"
Well, thankfully we didn't get a horde of zombies coming rolling down on us.
Not yet.
True.
Give it time. Oh, by the way, General will have asked one of the tracking groups, like the hunting groups, when they get back, if they had seen Gertruda while they were looking around for food.
And the leader of the hunting groups you talked to mentioned that no, none of us ever ran into anybody who could match that description, or well, never even ran into anybody at all. So I sorry, but can't help you in any way with that.
Thank you anyway.
All right. Is there anything you all would like to get done at the encampment before heading on?
If they have any spare rations, maybe we can just get a 1 or 2 days worth.
Make sure to buy them.
Hey, I'm willing to take a blessing.
Well, the hunters had a good hunt last night, so they'd be willing to prepare some of them for longer. Let go of some of their jerky from previous hunts, since they haven't had time to get these ones prepared just yet. So he could pick up say about 6 rations for a few silver, say 3 silver for the 6 rations, and yeah.
Here's your 3 silver. Thank you kindly.
Thank you very much.
You all stay safe, all right?
And you as well.
We're going to the Abbey, correct?
We're going to Balaki, then eventually to the Abbey.
All right, well, let's get on before nighttime falls.
Bah. What's the worst that could happen?
Excellent question, let me tell you.
Outstanding.
Alrighty, so you, with nothing else to do, you guys continue on the trip and make it there by the falls. You guys follow the river from to the base of a canyon, and at the far end there's a great waterfall. It's billowing forth clouds of mist, and there's a great stone bridge that spans the canyon, nearly 1,000 feet.
Wow.
That's huge.
Well,
Please tell
yeah.
me he didn't just do that.
Really?
If I told you that, it would be a lie. So I guess, how do we get up there? Gonna have to recircle around and go up? Don't want to climb.
Give me a
Well,
perception check.
You would ask for a perception check.
Yes.
are we on the road? Wait,
You're sort of there. It's
looking at the map, it looks like there's, we're not on the road. We were following a trail. We were following the smaller trail.
Yeah, but even the small trail should take us to the road and to the bridge.
Maybe?
The falls look like they're right here.
Well, I think he did say at the far end.
Oh, I thought we were at the falls. That blue does not show up, does it?
You can't use my blue. You need to be using green. You orc.
Green.
That's certainly a green color. Unfortunately, that means you're the same color as Osmar. So you need to be greener.
It's any greener. Or I could do purple, but I don't even think
That's true.
Silence from the GM means something bad is about to happen.
Or he's scrambling to find something. He's like, crap, I know it's in here. I just saw it.
I can neither confirm nor deny any of the statements you just made.
That's usually what it is for me. Damn it, I know I made a note about that. Where did I put it?
Well, with the perception checks you guys made, you do see that there is it's almost like pretty flush with a little bit of the sort of sidewall of this little canyon chasm thing. But you guys do see a path, and following that up takes you up to a road and spits you out pretty much by the start of the bridge.
Ah, okay.
Ah, the path was hidden. The way
Not
was
for
shut.
me.
Oh, it certainly was for me.
Don't worry, I pointed it out to you and you still couldn't see it.
Not accustomed to all this walking around. I miss my chariot with my goats.
Have a chariot with goats?
Yeah.
I guess that's handy if you get hungry. You could just eat one.
Absolutely. You could eat the goats and they would crow back the next day.
Very handy.
Well, if the bridge is secure, I recommend we cross it. Darian, can you detect anything maleficent behind us?
It's a bridge. You cross it. Goose hasn't got any fear about bridges.
Yeah,
Darian,
I was just
do you
gonna
detect
walk
anything evil around us?
While you're talking about evil around us, I'm striding forth.
Well, the whole place has a sort of aura of evil since it's cursed, but Darren will say, yes, I'm sure this is fine, and he'll follow Groose onto the bridge.
Groose and Donar. Yeah, Groose and Donar are like, do.
And
All right, we go.
I will stop with Groose to spit off the bridge.
Right?
How many seconds did it take?
Oh, we're supposed to count?
Don't know. My watch is broken.
So
Uh-oh.
So as you guys are crossing the bridge, you start to see like ravens and crows and other similar birds start to gather on the bridge, and they all seem to stare intently at you as you're crossing the bridge, sitting on some high stone works and the like. As you cross the sort of damp bridge, and as you get to about the midway point, you see the mist seems to grow a little bit stronger, and you see a figure standing in sort of the middle of the bridge, as best you can tell, facing you.
Who goes there? Who blocks the way of Groose and his pack?
Are you talking to the bird?
No, him.
I might be.
You said there's
Well-
a figure in the middle of the road.
Yep, and once you call out to me, says, "Well, I think it's high time we finally met."
Ah,
Oh, it's you.
Who?
And I see you travel with a mirror. Unusual?
It's for dramatic effect.
So, what can we do for you?
You can die!
Well, you all are beginning to make some stirs around Barovia and my land, and so I thought I would just come and let you know I'm very intrigued in seeing what comes next.
Oh, I was expecting him to say you've been causing some stirs, and I'm here to tell you to cut it off. Stop it.
Is Irina acting any differently right now?
She looks like pretty darn nervous and wary, because this is, in effect, this is the
Big bad.
pretty much, yeah. She recognizes him as, this is bad. Bad things happen when he's about.
You cannot have her, vampire.
So you say.
Why do you want her?
Have you looked at her? Come on, bro.
Do you want her as a bride?
Nebrinus just sort of looks at you like, "What are you asking?" And Strahd responds, "Yes, she's the reincarnation of the one I loved so long ago."
Man,
Interesting.
Raven's going, and we can ask, is Raven about to say, how many goats is she worth?
Ha ha ha.
Try
So.
and take her. This I dare you. I do not.
Is that a challenge?
He is going to throw you off the bridge.
No, it's not a challenge. Oh, no.
It's like Raven does not speak for Groose.
You might want me to right now.
How do you know this to be true?
So are you going to let us
Sorry, what's that?
pass, or are you here to block us, to stop us? What's your intention right now?
Well, it very much depends on the big one's what is at the end of the big one's train of thought.
Are we
Oh,
here to
dear.
talk, or are we here to fight? I grow impatient with this talking, vampire. If you've come to try and take this woman, then you must come get through me and my group. If you are not here to take her this moment, then away with you, and let us be on our way.
Well, it has been some time since I've exercised.
Oh, dear. I think we're about to get spanked.
I speak to the ravens because I have the ability to do so, and I ask them to attack Strahd.
And they look at you and they're like, no!
It's like, what? Who are you? Well, I'll stand my ground and wait for him to make the first move if he's going to do it.
All right, he'll kind of recognize.
I'm not going to approach him and.
Yeah, he'll recognize that you're sort of waiting for him to make the first move, and then he will kind of wrap himself in his cloak and sort of does like a little half spin, and you sort of just see it. It almost looks like he turns into a cloud of mist.
Does the mist start to dissipate, or does it remain?
It's hard to tell since there's a lot of mist already occurring. So you can't quite tell where his mist is or was. It sort of just disappears. And then after a few seconds, right in front of Goose, he just sort of flips and turns back into himself.
And he rolls initiative, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's totally gonna warp your character, Mark.
I have a feeling I'm going to.
He's gonna like rip your heart out and throw you off the river, and we're like gonna go, huh?
Well, you could see if you beat the spit to the bottom.
All right, so Jinril will attempt to not really get in between the two, but like try to intervene and say, please pardon my hot-headed companion. He lives to fight. We really, really mean no harm. We are just here to explore your wonderful realm. We mean to cause you no trouble. She will try to persuade Strahd to not throw her friend off the bridge.
Make the roll. So you just get the sense that he just isn't buying it at all. Like it's just no. However, as you're speaking, it almost seems like he starts to peer deeply into you and just says, there's something about you. While I don't exactly
Uh-oh. He's got another
agree.
pride.
While I don't exactly agree or fully believe your sentiments, there's something about you, and I wish to know more. So I will let you go on your way, and well, let's just see what happens next.
Screw's gonna ruin this.
Yeah, she's going to kind of give him the stare and then a faint nod.
He'll return the nod and then just sort of stare at Groose and just learn more manners before we meet next, and just walks away into the mist.
As soon as he's gone, Jinril will attempt to elbow Groose in the stomach.
What?
And probably because he's so tall, she's not going to hit him in the stomach.
Oh!
And he goes over the river, or over the bridge.
Is there still vapor or mist ahead of us?
Yes.
I'm going to use the spell Gust of Wind to disperse
I was totally
the mist.
Use Gust as well.
1 second.
Is it actual gust of wind, or is it just
Yes,
dust?
it's called Gust of Wind. It's a line of strong wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, blasts you from you in a direction you choose for the spell's duration. The gust disperses gas or vapor and extinguishes candles, torches, and similar unprotected flames in the area. It causes protected flames such as those of lantern. Da 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 da. But point is, it gets rid of gas or vapor, so mist should be the same.
You said it was 60 feet?
60 feet by 10 feet.
Okay, you cast a spell, and you know the feeling that you get when spells work, and this one did indeed work. However, it looks like there's just more mist behind the mist.
Do we still have a tunnel to go walk through?
As far as you can tell, it does look like the mist is lightened up a bit.
Oh, guys, I think we better get across now.
Agreed.
I thought you were going to get thrown off the bridge, Cruz.
I would have dared him to try.
No, I thought Janriel was going to knock you off the bridge.
Oh, well, she's tougher than she looks.
All right, so you continue on crossing the bridge and make it to the other side.
And we continue our journey to Valeki.
Holy cow.
Indeed.
Bruce is over a foot and 3 inches taller than Janrio.
Why? How tall is she?
She's 5'6".
Wow,
The
that means
mountain is 6'9".
Yeah, and Donar is 6'6", so she's like really small to them.
Yep.
All right, so you see, as you continue on, you see these large, giant gates. There are high stone buttresses looming in the fog. There's just large, massive iron gates hanging from the stonework, and there are 2 headless statues of armed guardians on either side of the gate. And you can find the heads just sort of sitting off in the grass off to the side.
Huh. Well, hope how big are the gates?
Big.
They open or
Oh,
closed?
yeah, those are big gates.
Those
Are they open like in the picture?
Ooh, look at that.
Wonder if I can pick up that head.
Why?
To see if I can.
Okay.
Funny thing I'm asking about that, the actor or the character actor, he just like did some kind of crazy deadlift challenge I saw on Facebook, like picked up half a ton or something dumb.
So we definitely know that Strahd wants Ariana.
He just broke the world deadlift record with 1,104 pound lift.
Wow.
I don't think my version of him is there yet.
Unfortunately, he's so swole he can't get out the door he got in through.
So is this picture of Castle Strahd or the castle?
No, these are just gates.
Oh, gates to Vallaki?
Well, no, they're just in between. Yeah, they're just in between. Like, yeah, if you continued on the road,
I see.
based on the map, yeah, this would lead you to the Ravenloft, but these are just gates.
You can see the
Would-
castle in the background, so we're coming from the other side.
Yeah. Would there be any knowledge of the history of these gates? Is it any kind of significance?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So I guess we'll go on through the gates if they're open.
Yep, they'll. You can give them a push, and they open up.
Continue on our way to Vallaki.
Indeed, you all continue on. Takes a little while, and off to the side, you see a little bit of a a grain mill or something off to the side.
What time of day is it at this point?
At this point, it's sort of similar to when you got to the encampment last night. It's a little bit of the sort of mid to late afternoon.
Do we want to check out the grain mill and see if anything's going on?
Is the mill like occupied, or is it like in ruins?
It's mostly mostly intact. Yeah.
Does it look like a place that someone lives, or is it just a mill?
It is pretty decrepit. However, yeah, there isn't any lights on, so you can't really tell if someone's there or not just by looking at it from the outside.
But does it look like a place that is a dwelling, or is it purely, what's the word, utilitarian?
I don't know if folks normally live in windmills like when they worked them in the past, so I'm afraid I can't say if to me it looks like a windmill.
Let's investigate.
Sounds like a good idea.
There we go.
I remember this from Frankenstein. Is the windmill still turning, or is it
So there's so much of the actual mill portion looks rotted away and decrepit, and so you don't think it really, even if it had the capacity to turn, you don't really think it would be, just because it can't actually catch the wind anymore.
So who wants to go inside?
Darian will go up to the door. He will knock. He'll say, "Anyone here?"
Actually, a bit before that, once you decide to approach and start walking towards it, you actually see once again a raven or a few ravens approaching. And they just kind of, as before, at you as well. And as they
Go away, Dad. I'm
and
working.
they're acting in such a way that you think there might be something more. Give me an insight check.
Right. They're Hugin and Munin. That's awesome.
I win.
Nuh-uh. I did.
I think a one beats a natural one beats a fake one.
Yeah, but you ended up with a total of 3.
I don't think that's the way it works if you roll a one.
Is one of the ravens within 30 feet of Janriel?
Yes.
She will lift a hand and trace a couple of symbols with her fingers and mutter something under her breath and cast Detect Magic. And if the creature is magical, then she should see a faint aura around the creature and be able to learn what school of magic affects it.
I'll say yes, magical, and you get the almost sense of deja vu that you recognize is a telltale sign of divination.
Okay.
And with Darian, Janriel, and Groose, you all believe that the Raven is trying to warn you about something.
Then Darian will take a few steps back.
I will speak to the raven. What is up ahead?
I think it'd be hilarious if these ravens are so in Shroud's pocket that they just completely give you the absolute worst answer. Oh no, it's completely safe. Go on ahead. Right to your doom.
As you talk with it, you just hear danger, and that's definitely a parrot, not a raven. But you know.
Well, the
Holy
raven
cow.
is saying danger.
The raven sounds like a parrot. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a little less Jimmy Buffett, a little more. I totally just went blank on the author of The Raven. Is it
Edgar Allan Poe?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. So you completely ignore the fact that the raven is actually speaking and just make the parrot comment.
No, the raven is speaking to me. I'm the only one that can understand it. I'm now letting you guys know it's saying danger.
Yeah, to you it just sounds like a cause, like you'd expect a raven to. But
it definitely bears some sort of magic about it.
Perhaps they are omens to guide us in this land.
My father sent them. Hugin and Munin.
Did he send that snake in your goat?
Well, the question is, do we continue to investigate or do we avoid the danger?
as you guys start to deliberate, the raven flies off, and based on your general sense of direction, it looks, and with your maps, it looks like it's heading off towards Valaki.
What do we? So something nefarious is going on there, right?
Oh, it
How
said
late in the day is
danger.
it now?
It's that still that early to or mid to late afternoonish, so probably closer to say 3 or 4, somewhere in there.
And based on what, how much I ask Ismark the Lesser, how much further till Valaki? Will we make it by night?
If we leave now, we should. Yeah, probably get there a bit later night, shortly after dark, but around a few hours yet. But we should be able to make it tonight.
We don't want to be out after dark.
Well, if it makes you feel better, we won't be out after dark long.
So Darian's going to look at just sort of look over the windmill, and then turn to who was it Raven that they spoke to?
Yes.
This place looks simple enough. I can't see any dangers. Do you trust your bird friend?
Oh, ravens are pretty simple. All they can do is give simple answers. Danger could just mean that, the Castle Ravenloft or whatever is nearby.
Or there's a cat.
Or there's just something nearby. So
Ravens are simple.
Darian's going to cast his Divine Sense. Which means he will detect any presence of the presence of strong evil registers as a noxious odor. He will also know if there's any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet.
You definitely get the bad smell of evil.
And no detection of stuff.
Not from this range, no.
So, in doing the Divine Sense, Darian will make a little bit of a show of the casting of the spell, and then he'll reel back at the odor, and he will say, "This place reeks of evil."
I say we head on to Valaki.
We're just going to let the evil fester in this place? What if somebody is in danger? You stop and break into a woman's home for crying, and we leave a building that reeks of it? What if this Gertruda is in this place, held captive?
Why don't you go take a look?
And Bruce will start it's like
I'll go with you.
Keeping up with his MO, Darian will peer through a window.
It's going to be Darian the Peeper. Sir Darian the Peeper.
There are no windows on the ground floor.
I let him climb up onto my shoulders so he can peep through the second-story window.
Actually, as Darian sort of steps closer to view, the smell is just too much. The noxious odor, and he says, "This place, it is cursed. I think we should leave."
What kind of paladin are you?
A wise one.
Is there a door?
There's a door.
I have a terrible feeling about this.
Gendriel will just kind of idly say, "I've already stopped one catastrophe today. It's somebody else's turn."
Darian will back off, and you'll see there's like fear in his look.
I thought
He says,
paladins were immune to fear.
well, I don't know. I don't think they've got anything that makes them fearless. But he'll back off and he'll say, the ravens warned us. We should heed that warning. It is not the windmill that I fear. It is what's inside.
We fight it out here.
Bruce, now is not the time. We can come back and deal with this evil. For now, we need to get to Vallaki and keep Irina safe. Barging into the windmill will not keep her safe.
Ah, very well. For the woman's sake.
We will leave the place and head off to Vallaki. Everyone agree?
Doing much adventuring.
More
Alright, so we head off to
babysitting.
Vallaki.
All right,
Okay.
you guys turn and leave. Okay. So, as you guys continue on, something happens.
Gonna get attacked by the things that were in the windmill.
That's your fault. I told you we should have attacked the windmill.
You are a big damn liar.
I'm not.
Yep, so you guys come along and hear a howl from the trees nearby.
Wolves!
Wolves. Did you see what I did with that last wolf?
Aren't you wearing it?
I am.
Except you didn't skin it or anything like that. You're literally just wearing this corpse. Shoved your arms where the legs were and put a hole in it.
I actually
So
have.
basically,
And
Yeah,
we
so
were watching
basically-
him horrified.
yeah, basically that bad smell at the windmill wasn't the windmill. It was
It
grease.
wasn't the windmill. You just got downwind of the wolf pelt.
How many wolves are we hearing?
From what it sounds like, they're pretty similar, so you can't just quite make it out.
Come on, wolves.
Do they sound far away or are they pretty close?
Oh, they're pretty close.
Close enough that we're rolling for initiative.
Very much so.
Darian will open his pouch and toss down the stone D20 that he has then.
Oh, yeah, I do have a dice bag. A dice set.
He'll observe the number and say,
God.
I guess I go first.
I guess Cruz is pouting. He's not going to be in this fight.
What?
You have to roll initiative.
Oh, I guess I should do that.
So go ahead and place yourselves in one of those two 15 squares. The red arrows, that's the actual road you're traveling across.
Grease and Donar are probably arguing over why it's like
Argue.
still think we could have at least knocked on the door.
And I'm agreeing with you. Stop arguing with me.
But you're not
Use the
agreeing for
squares.
the right reasons. Bruce is not a coward. I left because Shanrio made sense. And so did Raven. Keeping Irana safe is more important.
Oh yeah,
Learn how to tactical map.
I guess we need to put them on there too.
Yep, we have Irina and Ismark.
That is right.
Are you like hedging your bets on what square you're going to start in?
Oh.
Oh, is there a grid?
And we would probably be keeping Irina and Ismark in the middle of us.
What is our direction of travel?
In the direction of the arrows, you guys are heading west.
Gotcha. My map was partly on my other screen and I didn't see the little arrow things. Cool.
All right. So you guys hear the howling, and
Ooh, werewolves.
Really?
they come leaping out from the trees.
Nope.
Oh, I know.
I think they may be mad I killed their little brother.
With that, Darian is up first.
Darren will sort of
DFL.
step there and he will hold action, waiting for them to come within range of his attack.
Okay.
I don't feel too bad. I'm only like one slightly faster off the draw than you are.
We're too busy arguing, apparently.
Right.
Remus is gonna position himself by Irina and to protect, keep her protected and hold action.
I don't think you can move. Can you move and hold? I don't think you can move and hold.
Yeah, I don't think he can. So Darren should actually move back.
Uh-oh, Ismark the Lesser's going to get eaten. Yeah, it's like everybody's doing pauses and delays, and if it had been Gruce and Donar, we would have been charge!
It's so true.
me take my move and attack Werewolf 3.
Okay.
That's right. Give him a bitch slap.
It
Maybe
hits.
a pimp slap.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm also going to, as my
Oh,
bonus
right,
action,
stick.
do a follow-up attack, unarmed. So I hit him with the staff and then kick him.
Hits.
That's my turn.
All right. So next up is good old.
Come on, Ismark. You know you need. Yeah, that's right. He's got to try to impress Irina.
And he misses both times.
Wow, we got 2 attacks.
Yes. He's no slouch.
I'm gonna cast a Moonbeam. So how do I cast a spell? I mean, I want to cast it towards the werewolf.
You grab the spell and drag it onto your target. If it is a beam or something like that, there may be a template for
It's
that.
Oh, so if it's not one that's the attack, you just drag the save on top of them.
yeah. So essentially, what Moonbeam does, it'll call down a beam on a specific location, and then when something starts its turn there or moves into it, it makes a save and takes damage. Werewolf time.
It's a werewolf in London. Nope, in Barovia.
Well,
Nice damage.
I forgot
that
to
did go
do
through.
the damage on it. Even though he failed, on a failed save, it's still half damage.
Oh, look, it did half.
Yep.
Okay.
Can Darian have his action?
You were waiting for them to get into range, yes?
Yep.
He's not in range, though.
He can move and attack. He's in range of move and attack.
Oh, yeah.
So Darian will move to there. So Darian's flanking. I forgot what was decided last week. Was it just a advantage on flanking?
Yeah. Provides advantage to be on the opposite side of the friendly. Nice.
Alrighty.
2 or a 20.
Take the 2.
He likes to live dangerously.
What time of day was it? It's almost night.
After you've made some walking, it sort of made night.
Alright, Darian's also going to Divine Smite.
Right. Here it comes. Hey, I can do radiant damage too, just not as much. Holy crap.
Holy
I forgot.
bananas.
Paladins and critting is awesome.
Yep.
How do I apply resistance when I'm raging?
Alright, well, he was none too pleased at that. But he will keep on with attacking.
Oh no, you're cursed.
You were bitten by a werewolf.
Sweet.
Oh wow! It auto rolled the save too.
Oh,
Yeah, because that's what you need is a Groose that's also a werewolf.
As long as we can point you in the proper direction.
Might not be the worst thing for us.
It might
Not
And-
be.
great for you.
And would we be able to tell the difference?
I'm a little more shaggy.
True. Werewolves do have better grooming.
So
Their
this
hair's
werewolf,
perfect.
it's immaculate. The second this werewolf tries
His
to
hair
dive at you,
was
Donar, and he tries to take a bite, but it misses, and then he tries to stick a claw at you, but instead he left himself completely exposed. So go ahead and make an attack of opportunity.
Ah. I get to re-roll that because I have great
Weapon fighting.
I'll take
There
the
you go.
9 instead. Wait, he didn't take any of that.
Yep, sorry. So, I was just going to leave that unless any of you noticed, but apparently werewolves are completely immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing unless it's magic or a silver weapon. I'm just ignoring that because that'd be way too cruel on you guys right now. So,
Oh, I'm about to lay out some magic on him anyway.
Alright. We'll do Eldritch Blast at Werewolf 2.
Who are you and what have you done with Mel's dice?
Yeah, right.
Gave them to you.
What do you mean? She rolled a 17.
I think he can save.
It's just not GURPS.
Does it have a save?
Nope, it's just a ranged spell attack. On a hit, takes 1d10 force. Better than nothing.
Well, let's go with. I'm going to rage. Actually, I'm going to fury. See? And I am going to strike, and grapple is basically how that's going to work out. Also, my first attack is going to be a reckless attack. Let's see if this works. Oh, hold on. This should have been at advantage. It doesn't matter. I'm going to roll another d20 just to see if I get a 20. It won't matter. Okay, so that's still hit. So it doesn't matter. So that's my first attack. Oh, that's just cheap. Great.
Is that on Werewolf 1 or 2?
Werewolf 1.
Okay.
And here's my frenzy attack, which is my bonus action attack. Oh, and this should still be an advantage, shouldn't it? Because it's flanked. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's going to be one of those kinds of fights. Now, I am going to attempt a grapple because I have, whatchamacallit? I am a tavern brawler, at the very least. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to do much to these guys at all.
Or remember, he's allowing normal damage to affect the werewolves.
Is it being modified? Because I'm showing
Yes.
nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm manually typing in the number to the wound tracker.
Oh, okay. And is it, grapple's just another straight roll, right?
Strike check.
It's not. Then resisted by his dex or strength.
He made it.
All right. And he will have advantage when attacking me, by the way.
Okay.
For his next because of my reckless attacking.
If Irina targets one of the werewolves, Remus will take his hold action to attack the werewolf first.
Okay. And she does indeed engage one of the werewolves.
She should flank it.
She doesn't have that level of tactical training. She can stab things, but beyond that.
Okay, Remus tried to attack and missed.
You go, girl. Okay, so how do opportunity attacks work in 5e?
Oh, I was doing it just make a normal attack.
No, I mean if you're moving around and stuff like that.
Ah.
Are you wanting to flank?
Yes, that's what I'm wondering.
I think if you're actively moving out of his zone of control, then you'd have an attack of opportunity. But if you're just moving to a different position, I don't think it would.
Actually, it does. Yeah. So first thing, he is going to utilize one of his cantrips for Blade Ward to get the resist bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. I am then utilizing his tempestuous magic from the Storm Sorcerer, which whirling gusts of elemental air surround him and will allow him basically fly up to 10 feet without provoking attacks. Even though it's just 5 feet, it's cool. And then I want to use the action surge to get another turn to smack the thing.
Kill steal?
No, I'm not going to be able to kill steal the stupid thing. So since we're flanking, we get advantage. Is that correct?
Yep.
Lightning! Wow, that was really terrible.
Zzzt.
I know, right? And apparently that lasts for concentration rounds up to a minute, and I guess I can do that every turn.
Correct. Yes.
Up to what? What's the? Okay, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, so it
So
lasts a minute, but you drop it if you cast something else that is also a concentration spell.
And it costs your action to do the.
Well, it depends. Some spells have taken action. Some are like a bonus action.
Yeah, for Witch Bolt, it's you use your action to continue doing the lightning pulse. If you do something besides it, it cancels out and closes.
Alright, so Darian's going to press his attack on this wolf.
Oh, sweet. In each of my turns for the duration, I can use my action to deal 1d12 automatically.
And Darian will Divine Smite again.
Good lord.
Paladins with smiting are awesome.
Why did it roll so many dice?
Let's see. Rapier affects 4d8 type piercing, 1d8 plus 3 radius.
It might be double stacking.
Oh, look! Either way, you killed it.
Well, I think
Actually,
it's
I double clicked the effect.
No.
So halve that. He only took 14 instead of 28.
Okay.
No, it's still alive.
It keeps adding. It looks like it keeps adding that.
Yeah, it doesn't get rid of it. It should get rid of it after the attack.
I had to set mine for duration to whatever. Like, I don't. Technically in a frenzy.
I forgot that Remus gets an advantage in attacks when he's 5 feet near a companion.
Remember,
He's not within 5 feet of you.
That's true too.
Yeah, because it needs to be you, not
You
not
are its
somebody else.
companion.
Yeah.
Well, it's an ally. It states an ally.
Really?
That's
That
different.
seems weird.
Yeah, it's part of the holdover from me moving abilities over to a wolf, or from a wolf to the party sheet. It's like advantage when it's within 5 feet of one of the wolf's allies, so normally it's pack, but in this case, Remus considers the party his pack, and so I'm fine with it holding true for the entire party.
I'm gonna need a pair of silver brass knuckles by the end of this.
Did you just
That's
say
possibly
silver
true.
brass knuckles?
Yes,
That
silver
makes sense
brass.
to me.
Wouldn't those be silver knuckles?
Well, they could be silver overlaid
There's silver
brass.
and brass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean,
Also,
if silver's kind of soft, is it not?
The
He's got,
werewolf
like-
needs to make a DC 11 strength check or be knocked prone.
He's gonna have like little spikes on it. One of them's gonna be silver. One of them's gonna be cold iron. One of them's gonna be what is it? Adamantium.
Oh yeah, that's all. That would be. Yeah, that's cool.
If you have a silver brass alloy,
Whoa!
you could call
mean
it
really?
Slass.
Sweet,
Sass.
Remus knocked it prone.
Who's a good doggy? Yes, you are.
Grrr.
He's using sass knuckles. All right, I'm going to move around to flank. Take a swing with the staff.
Yeah, Daniel called it
That
liver.
hits. All right. And I'm going to spend a key point to follow up with flurry of blows. Both hit. And for special effects, I'm going to do knockdown. Let me see. Dex save or be knocked prone.
What's DC?
94.
It just says dex save, so mine would be. Where is it? Where do I find out what my opposed saving throws are?
That's a really good question.
Because I don't see them on the action sheet or my main sheet or anything.
Okay, so under this might be it, because you mentioned it was part of your key, right?
Key strike?
Oh, well, it just says it must succeed on a dex saving throw. So it's not like, I guess it's not one of the opposed ones. It just tries to make a saving throw. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I
but
mean,
if it's
I
part of
know
your
the DC,
key,
but I don't know what my DC is.
If it is it like a key feature?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Plus
it's
proficiency
a
bonus plus your wisdom modifier.
yes.
Maybe
What plus
12?
proficiency plus wisdom?
8.
Then yeah, 12. I wonder
Okay,
why
then
there's
it's
not
good.
a place for that on the sheet.
It's not there on actions. Like maybe if you cycle through
Nope.
the different modes.
Um,
I'm just sort of guessing there. Yeah,
nope.
I don't know.
Nope, it's not there. But anyway, they both hit. So the other technique will be that it can't take reactions and for the rest of my turn,
Okay,
or until the end of my next turn.
gotcha.
It's a strength.
And his mark just tries to hack at the werewolf a bit.
Darn it! That should have been a strength athletics check, not just a straight strength check for the grapple.
Ah,
Would that have changed anything?
I would have added 5 to that roll. It's all good. It's all good. I should have known better.
alrighty. This wolf is hurting, but we'll keep up his attack. And mention you're kind of, are you floating or flying,
Me?
Donar? Yes.
No, it picked me up and took me there.
Okay, so you're back down on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless I could float. I don't think I can float. No, I'm going to be on the ground. It says, well, doing so allows you to fly up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. So it's just an easy way to move.
Okay.
Does he have any penalties because he's prone?
He had disadvantage, so because he was prone, so he just kind of nipped at your heels and bit.
Oh no, I'm going to turn into a werewolf too.
Doing great.
I know. We're all going to turn into werewolves. It's going to be great.
I believe lesser restoration would work.
Remove
we are
curse.
rolling. We are rolling some terrible dice for our saves.
And Ismark got hit a bit too.
I want to see his. I want to see if he's going to get cursed.
He missed with a bite.
Oh.
Actually, quick question. What does resistance do in this? Partially resisted. Never mind.
They attack me. Attack damage. Okay. Okay, it did do the. It should have been resisted. I should have resistance to some of his damage. It didn't take effect. So that damage should have been half damage, by the way. Wait, no. Where am I? Shinryo just
I don't know.
went. Attack 10. Okay, yeah, so it attacked me just recently. I did 5 more points of damage, but that should have only been... Yeah, that's weird. It resisted on you.
Yeah, mine was a spell, so...
Oh, but, so my... Okay, so I need... That's interesting. I don't have any damage. And I thought I've been bit before.
You have 14 damage currently. Taking 14 out of 35.
So I took... Yeah, the first bit of damage should have been full. How much was that? He hit me for... a bit. So I took 9, and then half of that 5 should have been resisted. So is it 3? So all right. I'll have to figure out how the effects go in for damage resistance. I was reading the code for it, but I'll need to figure out how it reads. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and reckless attack again against this. Which will give me... Actually, I don't need to do that because I already have advantage with flanks, so I'm not going to reckless attack. Advantage, but I will, because I'm in a frenzy, I'm going to try and beat this guy to a pulp. Oh, yeah.
Take the 7.
So there's 9 points. Is he still up?
Nope, he's crumpled to the ground.
So then I will take a 5-foot step, and my free bonus attack will go against wolf number 2. Oh, that should not have been at advantage. I don't know what that was. I don't remember.
12 plus 5 would still hit.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Bad mark. Bad.
Oh, I should have been adding my +2 damages. Forget which adds damage. So for another... $9 points on werewolf number 2. And here comes my grapple.
And he is prone.
Why does it keep giving me advantage?
Prone. This guy's prone.
Oh, so I would have had advantage. Okay. So
That's interesting. Didn't know that.
Handy fails. You have grappled the werewolf.
Ha ha ha.
This could be bad when I zap him with lightning.
That just means he can't move.
Oh wait, and also because I already zotted him with the witch bolt, that means the lightning is on him. It's just like still shocking him.
Well, maybe because I spelled
Oh,
bludgeoning
hey,
wrong.
cool. I guess he goes limp.
Yep.
I will use my tempestuous magic to move 10 feet.
So Phil, you're done?
Yep.
Right, so Darian will move and attack this werewolf. Except he's going to cast Divine Favour.
And also a DC 11, otherwise he gets knocked prone. Strength check.
Irrelevant, because he already falls to the ground.
So he clearly failed.
Very much so.
Huh.
Just in a different sense.
I seem to have been bitten. That seems bad. Bruce, he's dead.
Well, I'm trying something.
Uh-huh.
We investigate
okay, I fixed it. It's because I misspelled.
We investigate the
word.
bodies.
You find nothing.
Can we track or be able to determine where they came from?
Did they turn back into people?
They're just dying at the moment. They're not dead.
Okay.
I do grab and break the neck of Werewolf 2 with a coup de grace.
Okay, Werewolf 2 turns back into a person.
I remove their heads.
And the other werewolves turn back into people.
You're rather gruesome, Raven. It's typically satisfying to hear their neck bones snap. I'm sorry, babe.
Am I able to track where they came from?
If you want to.
Potentially see if there's a lair or some place where they have a treasure cache.
There's you can roll survival to track.
Before I ask, it's like, so being bitten by one of these things, is there something that we should be concerned about?
I think we'll be fine.
We will have to make sure you get cured.
I don't know what that means.
If we don't cure you, you could become one of them.
Cure me of what?
Werewolf, lycanthropy.
How do I know I haven't been affected?
You were bitten.
does that always mean that one's going to be
How do
affected?
you know?
Do
Yeah,
you
that's-
feel any different?
No.
Well, when you start howling at the moon, you'll know.
Yeah, but how do
How-
you know?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like,
Was my survival check high enough?
You find some tracks, and it looks like they came from some of the woods and
Behind.
south of it.
All right, well, let's. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Groose.
well,
Oh
it's
yeah,
an
and
evening
I'm gonna
right now.
use my healing hands to recover my 3 hit points.
Oh, I'm exhausted, by the way. So Bruce will be like, Bruce gonna sit down for a while. I don't even remember what is exhaustion.
Yeah, you should keep in mind that we get to roll hit dice to recover if we take a short rest. It might
Yep.
save you using up spell slots.
Yeah,
Best guess.
I'll get it. I was coming.
He's got to take a short rest to recover his exhaustion. Might as well let him use his hit dice.
But a short
Too
rest
late
is an
now.
hour.
Too late.
Oh, I
Everybody's
thought it
healed
was
up.
30 minutes.
We're gonna take a rest anyway, unless you guys leave Bruce behind because he's exhausted.
We just tie some rope to him and drag him along.
and then he turns it into a game
No.
to see how much we can, how many of it takes to pull.
Oh man, he's too heavy.
Then we need a short
What's-
rest anyway because we're all exhausted.
Yep.
What's his strength and con?
Strength 16, con 16.
Yeah, okay. So you're only slightly stronger and tougher than me.
True. I mean, it's not that you guys couldn't drag
Except
him,
when you
but
rage.
yeah. And then I just have advantage. Actually, I need to make sure I write. I'm figuring out how to write these effect codes.
What is the time of day? What time is it?
He said it's
After
night.
dark.
It's dark.
Then we need to get to Valaki. If we need to carry you, Groose, we'll carry you.
It's just under 2 miles to Valaki.
Well, short rest is what? How long? 15
Hour.
An hour.
Is it an hour?
We should keep moving. You can rest in Valaki.
Oh, all right. Just note, I am under the effects of exhaustion.
Yep, so at this level of exhaustion, if it's just one level of exhaustion,
Yeah, one level.
you have disadvantage on ability checks.
Gotcha. See, this doesn't even have. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have more effects built into this. I have all the effects code. I found the Fantasy Grounds player effects.
There is a module that you can buy, which has all those effects for the different classes, so you can just drag and drop them onto your sheet.
I'll have to find that one. Does it? Yeah.
I'm looking for it now.
So we continue on our way to Valaki.
Calm down. Relax.
Also, do you guys want to take a break?
Well, no, it's fine. I'm only skill disadvantaged, so.
No, I'm talking about take a break as in game break.
Well,
I mean,
go Dr. Maya.
we were just gonna head to Valaki.
Yeah, let's get to Valaki.
Okay. You guys arrive at Falaki. So we can go ahead and take that break.
All right.
So
Okey-doke.
we're taking
Back at
5.
5.
Yep.
All right, we're back.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Post break, we are going to continue on with our fun. So the group is approaching Valaki, and as you approach, the old Svalich road meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain burg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall, as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates, with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them.
Oh. Raven's dog is totally like, no, I'm not going in there, man.
We should probably not let on to the fact that you two were bitten.
But I was bitten right here.
And the gate's closed.
They are, yeah.
Hello, the town.
The two figures inside sort of call out, and who goes there? Who approaches the morning gate?
Morning gate. Okay. Travelers.
Where?
What?
We are travelers from the city. We just recently came from Barovia. We are seeking safe refuge.
It's a miserable place. Don't go there.
What business do you have in Valaki?
You have inns, right? Taverns?
Beer.
Yes, but how? Kind of suspicious to be out here this late, isn't it?
Well, we missed. We didn't think it was quite this far away.
Like, it's dangerous out there. We can't have any monsters or anything getting in, so we can't open the gate.
We are not monsters.
Ever?
Well, most of the monsters like the sun, so we close the gates at night.
Okay. I'm going to activate my. I'm going to glow.
Okay.
I don't like the dark either.
Is that he's glowing? People don't glow. I mean, we
Nope.
can't let you in. You just that's wrong. That's not
It's like no
natural.
monsters, so you glow in the middle of the night.
It's a cantrip. Wizards
It's
can
brilliant,
do it.
is what it is.
He's got a wisdom of 8. He didn't think
Right.
it through.
All right. General will step forward and say, "Pardon, my friends. We have just come from Brigga, and as you can see, we are hired guards for the Burgomeister's son and daughter. We are bringing them here," and she'll kind of motion Irina and the lesser forward.
Okay. They kind of can squint their eyes at them, and it's like, Irina, you. How can you prove you're the Burgomaster's daughter? And she kind of holds up a necklace with the family, with her family signet, and is like,
Well, you could
okay,
have taken that
fine.
off the body.
And they say yes, fine, okay, and they just warn the glowing one to stop glowing. We don't like none of that nonsense around here.
It's just a spell.
All right, General will kind of look at Donor and say, okay, stop glowing.
It's just a light cantrip. But okay.
Thank you.
Actually, can you terminate that? Oh, yeah, I can dismiss it as an action.
All I had right there was a visual of Donor standing there. It's like, okay, gonna turn it off now.
Hold on just a
Any
second.
minute now.
I know I can do this. It's just, it's been a while. And honestly, with his motif, it's probably less glowy and more like lightning. Man, I don't get it. They're like freaking out because I can cast a cantrip and Raven has horns and a wolf.
Well, they live in the shadow of a vampire. What do you expect?
And remember when we saw the picture of the Barovians, some of them had horns.
Yeah, well, that's true. All right.
Yep. So they open up, let you in, and then
User in your
immediately
channel
close the door
timed out.
behind you.
Uh-oh. Somebody timed out.
Oh, we lost contract.
Mark!
All right, after they open the gate, General will ask one of the guards, thank you very much. Would you be so kind as to direct us towards the nearest inn?
As long as it has good ale.
It must have good ale. She'll have a long-suffering expression on her face.
He says, give me a second.
Mead
Also,
may be better.
do you also have a village priest?
It's a city, isn't it? Looks like a city.
It's
Surely
a
they have a
pretty
temple.
large town. So they say that the main town would be the Blue Water Inn, and you guys are coming in from the eastern road. So follow the main road, and you literally can't miss it as long as you stay on the road and don't turn. It'll be off on your right hand side, sort of in the center.
Do you also have a village priest?
As we walk, Darian's going to be checking the colour of the roofs, looking for orange ones.
And yes, sorry, I was just trying to get that marker down. They do have a church, and it is off on the western end of town.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time.
Don't get up to any trouble. Don't start none of that glowing nonsense, and everything will be just fine.
Agreed.
What is up with all these people?
So we head off to the inn. Unless Irina or the other guy knows a place where we can stay the night in this village.
The inn. Like, yeah, that's best place to go.
So, do we see people out and about while we're walking down the road, or is it pretty much empty?
Pretty much empty.
Nighttime is a bad time to be outside. Let's get to the inn.
Yes.
He didn't realize that he would.
User joined your channel.
Welcome back.
Man, I had some great jokes, and I was like, I was saying them, and no one was responding. I'm like, well, fine, be that way, all of you.
Could have fooled me. I just see a bunch of symbols.
Oh no, I was talking. Like, I think somebody said it was a quiet town or something, or a little town or something like that. So what I miss? I think the last I heard was they opened the gates and let us through, and then I was going to point at one of the guards and say, "Which way to the tavern flop house?"
Well, coincidentally, that's what they were just talking about. They handed out the map and pointed at you towards the tavern and to.
Cool. So
I thought you were referring to like the 10 things that you've typed in chat in a language that I don't know.
Oh no, I was just insulting the people of the town, calling them a bunch of slack-jawed cowards.
Smart.
Yes, so we head to the inn before Groose gets us kicked out.
It wasn't giant.
Which is ironic. Is Donar the only other person who speaks giant? Because I'm going to find that's really amusing that the two guys who are over 6'6" are the ones that speak giant.
Yeah, I think I speak common, giant, and orc.
All right. As you approach the inn, excuse me, you see gray smoke issuing from the chimney of this large two-story wooden building with a stone foundation and a sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
That is the package.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, cool.
It has all the effects, coding, and stuff.
Ooh. No, expensive, but still might be worth it.
What were you about to say, Groose?
I'll point to ravens. Like, so are these ravens there going to tell us this is dangerous as well, or do you think it's too, or do you think we should watch our backs while we're drinking our beer?
I talked to the ravens. Is this place safe or dangerous?
I'm not even paying attention to the answer. I'm going in.
I know, right?
They just walk right in. You ask them and they just say "caw."
I speak beast.
Yes, and they just say "caw."
It's neutral.
They're drunk.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're drunk ravens.
It's like the Magic 8-Ball ravens.
Yeah, ask again later.
Yeah, outlook hazy.
All right. Let's get us a room in the inn.
Alrighty. So you walk inside, and Okay, so you walk inside, and there's a few tables, 2 long tables and 2 round tables, as well as a few short tables scattered about, as well as a bar towards the back, and then more rooms and such scattered about.
Oh no, a map.
Blue Water Inn. That's
It's one you've been in. It says, welcome to the Blue Water Inn. My name is Erwin Mardikov. How can I help you this fine evening?
beer, Master Erwin. Victuals, if you have them. Warm, if they're even better.
He seemed cheery. Are these people not depressed?
Erwin seems much more upbeat. There are
This place better than the other place.
there's a few folks scattered about, and yeah, there are a few folks scattered about, and most of them actually seem relatively upbeat compared to everyone else you've seen, with a few exceptions.
How much for a room for the party?
Each one is 1 electrum.
Holy crap. We don't even have those. It's like 10 gold.
No.
It is 2 silver. Wait, sorry. 5 silver. It's half a gold is what it looks like. Wait, unless I'm totally mucking up this.
I'm thinking of platinum. Sorry. Damn, they brought Electrum back? Wow.
Okay, it's 5 silver. Sorry, so it's 5 silver per room. It's 5 silver per room, and then if you want, we can get you some hot beet soup and bread for no additional charge, or a nice steak for another 5 silver. We also offer wine. We have purple grape mash number 3 for 3 copper, or you can get a pint of the Red Dragon Crush for a silver.
So it would be 3 gold for us to stay here, not including food.
I will pass him the coin for the dragon, the steak, and the room.
Yep.
And 3 gold. Was that 3 gold in total?
That's for the total, just for the room.
But that includes food.
No food included.
That includes basic food. That does not include the steak.
So
I'll stick with the basic food. Can we choose which rooms are we going to be staying in?
Hopefully empty ones.
We do have...
It seems there's a common room. So we could take the common room, and then perhaps Janriel and someone else can take a
It'll be
shared
Arena
room.
and Janriel probably in this one room.
Yeah, they have the 2 guest rooms upper floor. If you're looking at the upper floor map, they have the 2 guest rooms on the right, and then the common room to the bottom. Those are open.
Do you have any room without any windows?
Are you worried your ravens will watch you tonight?
Of course they will.
Nah, I'm afraid all of our windows All of our rooms have windows, sir.
What about the one that's next to the stairs that doesn't show any windows?
You're just gonna argue with me about it?
I'm looking at
room.
the map.
He hasn't told you about that room.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably
Okay.
his room.
Forget
Lion,
I said
son
that.
Of a bitch, I have a map.
So, what's new in this town there, innkeeper?
Well, actually, we haven't had a wine delivery for a while. So although I have enough to keep you all sated for tonight, I'm afraid I don't know how much more supply I have.
Dear
Where do you
God,
normally get the
that's
wine
horrifying.
from?
We get
Grapes.
well, you're not wrong. We do get them from grapes. There's a vineyard, the Wizard of the Wines, and the vineyard, and that we usually get our wine delivery from them. But I have not for a while now.
We
How
pull
much
out,
coin does this pay to fetch your wine?
I pull out the map of Barovia and I say, where on the map is this winery?
I like that, where it's like, hey, there's a hideous vampire, controlling the land, and we're like, F that, where's the wine? Oh, you're not getting wine? Now that's a tragedy.
It's called a quest. Come on.
It is off to
Guy has an
ways.
exclamation point over his head.
He points to the clearing south of Kresk.
Well, we're apparently heading that way anyway.
Darian will point to the map and he will say, "What is that?"
Oh, that.
It's a blue circle.
It is indeed a blue circle. Yes. Now that is a. So I'm trying to find out the exact facts that they would know.
It's a point of
That's a haunted mansion. What was its name? Argon Vostolt. Supposedly there was a dragon that died there a long time ago.
Huh.
Interesting. What do you know about the windmill that we passed on our way here from Barovia?
The one that gives off scent of evil.
I didn't smell any evil.
Darian said it stinks of evil.
Afraid I don't know much about it.
So, is there anything else going on in town that some adventurers can help with?
I knew you had an adventure about you. Glad I asked about that. What else is going on? Well, we're slated to have another festival here soon. The Festival of the Blazing Sun here in a few days.
What is that?
And it's another festival. We have them almost weekly now. The last one was the Wolf's Head Jamboree, and that was less than a week ago. This one, the main thing I know about it is they're planning on creating a wicker sun to light on fire in the middle of the night.
Oh boy.
And they were complaining about me glowing.
Right? I think I've heard of this.
Right. Who's going to be the poor bastard who gets in the Wicker Man?
What can you tell me about the local priest? Not now, Bruce. Calm down.
Messing with stuff.
The sun's getting real low.
That only work. That doesn't work for you.
Also, where would you like my wolf to stay? Can you stay with me?
Sorry. What was the question before that? I was typing up the quest.
The question was, what can you tell me about the town priest?
About the town priest. Well, it's dedicated to the Morning Lord, and led by Father Lucian Petrovich. He has a few individuals with him, a altar boy, Yeska, and he has a gravedigger, Milivoj. Leads services nightly, if I remember correctly.
And would it be all right if my wolf stays with me tonight?
How well trained is it?
Very well trained.
Sit. Roll over. Bad.
He sort of looks at Remus for a bit and glares at him, and seeing like the wolf not really react in any aggressive ways, like, okay, fine, yes, you can keep him in your room. Just keep him calm, keep him quiet.
Thank you, sir.
You've got a problem with wolves. We ran into some wolves earlier. Killed them all. Well, except one that got away.
Werewolves. 2.
Werewolves, you say?
Yep. We smashed those lot.
Well, if would you like me to have the food prepared and delivered to your rooms, or to your or to a table down here?
Oh, table down here. We'll drink and enjoy the bar here.
Absolutely.
I'll take
very
the
well.
food
A seat.
upstairs.
Okay, he points you all to the table on the north side of the tap room, and then he will escort you, Raven, up to your room. It's through an external staircase. You get up there, and it says, all right, you have this room, that room, and the other room.
Thank you.
You're very much welcome. If there's anything you need, feel free to come on down. And he'll turn and head back down into the tap room. Some time passes, and out comes your wolf steaks and dragon wines, and he brings up a while later. You hear a knock on your door, Raven, as he your beet soup.
Okay.
Ugh. That just sounds hideous.
For a druid, it's delicious.
Beet soup.
Did you say
Ugh.
wolf steak?
It is
Damn
wolf steak,
straight.
yes.
Okay. You just said steak before, so I was checking.
Well, the only steak we have around here is wolf steak. Cattle don't live that long.
Because the wolves eat them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good thing I didn't hear that.
What are you gonna do about it?
I don't know. I have to bring in some more wolves.
So they got more steak. Okay.
We should start a business.
Wolf
Importing
business.
importing beef.
That's if we can get them past the fog. So I do head downstairs after eating the food, and I have Remus stay in the room. And I talk to Janrel and Irina, and I let her know that the runes, and I recommend that they stay in the corner room. And then Darian and Isaac the Lesser can stay in the more northern room, and then the four of us, Osmar, Raven, Donar, and Groose, can stay in the room with the 4 beds.
Those are kind of small beds, though.
The joke will be that out of the 4 of you, Osmar snores the loudest.
That would be funny.
Yeah, it sounds like an artillery strike.
No, Remus snores the loudest. He also dog farts.
It's not dog farts, it's wolf farts. It's more noxious.
I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those where Donar and Groose are going to end up falling asleep down here on the table.
Well, then you sleep on the table unless the innkeeper tells us to come drag you upstairs.
All right, let's have some wolf steaks. That
So
actually
you have some
sounds kind of
steaks.
tasty.
There are a few other individuals in the room, and they just continue going about their business as well. They don't seem too terribly fussed.
Damn, I should have brought a bard.
And after some drinks and some talking, you actually have 2 of the individuals in the tap room come up and talk to you all, and they introduce themselves as Nikolai and Karl Wachter, and they are they're brothers, and we are. And they were just wondering if you had some tales about daring adventurers.
Absolutely.
And I say, wonderful! And then, please, please, and then they grab a seat and are willing to listen to whatever story you have to tell them.
I have like 1,500 years worth of stories.
Tell them
Genril
about the snake.
Genril will very quietly excuse herself and slip away, having heard all of these stories a couple of times already.
Not all of them.
Tell us about this girlfriend, Sylph.
Yeah. She sounded cool.
You talking about my wife, Sif?
Yeah, her.
No, I'm not going to tell you about her.
Oh, favorite story.
I'm also going
I
to
think
hear
there's
ask these dudes.
a picture of these 2 guys as well.
Also ask these guys as well if they've got any stories and info, insight into the region. Because we just came from Barovia, and that place sucks. It's terrible.
Yes, it is, and fortunately, we
Everybody
don't
got
have
so
any stories of ourselves.
depressing and sad and miserable.
Welcome to Barovia.
Well, this place doesn't seem sad and miserable.
Well, this here inn is a little bit out of the norm.
Oh, so everybody is sad and miserable here.
Mostly.
So what makes this inn different?
Hey, you're
People-
not here.
I did come back downstairs.
People just seem more lively here.
It's because of the ale.
It's laced.
I don't know about that, but Erwin's always tried to make this more a bit of a sanctuary amid the sea of all the craziness that goes on out there.
Well, I certainly appreciate it.
So, are we all down here?
Jan went upstairs, if I remember correctly.
Yes, she excused
Alright,
herself.
so Darren will say, what stories do you have of this place?
And you're asking that to the brothers?
Yes.
Well, let's see. I suppose one of the more interesting facets of town is that we're constantly having festivals around town for one thing or another. They've been going on for a while. You may have heard of the upcoming Festival of the Blazing Sun, and we just finished up the Wolf's Head Jamboree a little bit ago, and I imagine that there must be more coming down the way.
Why all these festivals?
And they both
Games
kind of
show the machines are not afraid. Didn't you see Matrix 2?
they all kind of they just kind of look at each other and grin and almost like repeating just a verse of prose, because all will be well, according to the Burgermeister here.
Who is the local Burgermeister?
That would be sorry. That would be Baron Vargas Valakovich.
God bless you.
Thank you. Yes, much needed. Yes, it seems to be most of what he says nowadays is just all will be well this and all will be well that, and doesn't really say much of anything else nowadays.
Can you where does he live? Can you point us in the right direction of where he lives?
Why? You gonna break in?
Seriously, he's the Burgermeister.
Yeah, we're just like passing through here, right?
Maybe, maybe not. We're already thinking of going to get some wine for these guys.
Yeah, it's on the way to where we're taking our.
And to be fair, I'm not sure we said we'd bring the wine back.
We just now know what.
And once you say that,
With a laugh.
the innkeep pipes up and is like, "That was part of the deal."
You haven't even told us how much coin, barkeep.
He's gonna
We'll settle that out later.
So, in answer to my question, can you point us in the direction of the Burgermeister's home?
Oh yeah, I put a circle on the map. It's right there, and he points to the building to the south of the inn.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Why don't you
Are
go
there
bug
any-
the Burgermeister right now, Raven?
Are there any posters or anything on the walls of this inn?
Nope, no posters.
Well, gentlemen, I think it's time for me to go to sleep. Irene, I recommend you get some sleep too.
Don't tell her what to do. She can drink down here with us.
I don't think it's safe.
I'm here. Donar here. It's the safest place here. Darian,
Exactly. I don't think it's safe.
what's not safe?
So, Ethan, on the map, what I would recommend doing is going to the tokens, and then dragging something on top of one of those. Then over there in the chat window, type what the name is, but don't hit enter. Just drag that on top of that little token. So then it's like a tooltip. We can mouse over it.
Or a pin. Don't we have some pin tokens?
Oh yeah, we have pins too.
Yeah, the pins are harder to put
Target?
what you type and drop on.
Sorry, how did you say name on the token?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nope, you had it.
In the chat over there, just type the name, but don't hit enter. Just grab what you typed with the mouse and drag that on top of the token. Yep, Burgomeister's mansion.
Yep. Pins can do it the same way too.
I just asked to avoid pins the map uses for my stuff, and so I might lose it if I have a bunch of pins around.
Gotcha. I totally get that.
Unless you make them a different color.
Yeah, well, I was doing this with the Traveler game on Friday since we're temporarily using Fantasy Grounds, and I just found that the pins it was really hard to make sure that you got exactly the right thing. I kept missing it, but with tokens like this, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And now you've learned something.
I have. I am one of today's lucky 10,000.
Woohoo!
Anything else for the night, or should we call this one a night?
You can. We're hanging out in the bar.
Well, I know you guys are drinking. That's fine. I'm just saying, is there anything more productive that's going to happen this night, or should we call it the next day?
Drinking
How do you
is
know
productive.
this isn't? Yeah, how do you know that's not productive?
You guys are going to pass out. You're going to fall asleep.
I don't know, but we've got pretty darn high constitution stuff.
We might owe the guys a trip to get more wine. We might drink them out of it all.
Darren's going to say, we were attacked on the road on our
werewolves.
way here. Is there any other dangers that we should be aware of?
Like more werewolves.
There probably will be ghosts scattered about. It wouldn't surprise me if various other forms of undead. Barovia isn't exactly the safest place.
And
nicely.
eyebrow raise, and this is commonplace?
Oh yeah, very much so.
How does one protect oneself from werewolves, ghosts, and vampires?
And two of the other people in the bar stand up and is, well, us, naturally. We are Zoldar and Yevgeny. We are wolf hunters, but we also travel around outside of town during the day and guide individuals through and or wherever else needs to be done. Just we don't go out at night. Just due to the danger of it all, we're ambitious but not suicidal. But largely, folks around town don't go out unless they absolutely have to, and so they stay in their houses behind the palisade around town.
Ah, well, so you fought werewolves before too, then?
Well,
Darian and I, we just finished off a trio of these beasts.
well, we just tend to avoid those we can't fight, so we avoid werewolves and just kill wolves.
Ah, well, we killed these.
So how do you avoid werewolves?
Be quiet, be still, and know the lay of the land, and various things like that. Can't give away all of our secrets, but by and large, just stay quiet, stay calm, and so on.
I'll start to get into. I'll tell them about how we like fought the werewolves and stuff.
As you
And,
as
relate
you know,
how I was like, and this one they jumped out at us and he bit into my arm and then I like gouged my fingers into his eye and he released me and then Darian struck it and I punched it in the face and then threw it off and into and then between Darian and I we defeated it and we reached over and just dispatched the second one.
And you
And
bit it,
although not
and now
as,
it's cursed with Bruce.
although not as impressive as your story, for every like for that story they point at one of the wolf's heads on the wall and are and for that one we did this and this and that and follows up with and then next we had that one and so on and so forth. And it seems like most, if not all, of the wolf heads on the wall were due to their hunting.
I'll show them my freshly clean skin, and I'm like, well, this one, I beat this one to death with my bare hands, and then used it to beat another one to death.
Darian will nod and
They
say,
clap at
"It's
that.
true, I saw it." Now the wolves'
What
heads
you
on the
mentioned
wall,
that,
they're actually
Get
normal
back
wolves.
down to the common room.
they
Noticing that the guys are talking, I ask, "Hey, is there a place where we can buy equipment? Is there a weaponsmith, blacksmithy?"
One second. After that story of hitting the wolf with another wolf, they're incredibly impressed with that and actually get the next round of drinks for everybody on them. And then I think you had a question, Phil. Or sorry, Brad.
I was
My
just
question
saying the wolves. Oh, who was that? Who was supposed to answer?
Never mind.
So I was going to ask the heads that are mounted on the wall. They're just like normal wolves, or are they special sort of wolves?
Nope, they're just normal wolves.
So my
And
question
as
is,
for the equipment shop, there, they mentioned there's. Okay, yes, they mentioned that there is a stockyard in town, a bit on the pricey side, but the Arisec stockyard, you probably passed on your way in through town, um, has has various equipment that can be bought. Yes.
can you pinpoint it on the town map?
We're talking wolves, Raven.
Yes, but we need weapons to fight these special wolves.
Bah! Killed them with my bare hands. Besides, your armory isn't going to be open till the daylight.
Well, enough is enough. I'm tired. I'll see you guys in the
Said
morning.
that before.
I know, but I keep thinking of stuff because you guys can't think for me.
The only issue is we are doing nothing but spending money here. We are not earning any money.
That's
And
okay.
if we keep this up, we will have no money with which to spend on anything.
I do wonder. You can take up the trade that these gentlemen have. Protecting the people as they travel. Bodyguards, even.
So
At least for a time.
Darren will segue to these guys. So how does one earn some money in this land? People such as us.
Here in ours by hunting the wolves and selling as much of them as we can. Sell the meat mostly. Places such as this for some wolf steak. Doesn't pay too much, but it pays enough. And they sort of look over the innkeep, just making sure they didn't tick him off with that, and he just seems neutral and fine. If you're looking for something more, well, there are a lot of odd places around. There might be some money and treasures there. It's as weird as Barovia is. I have to imagine that there's quite a bit laying around.
Treasure, you say?
Yeah, like in that one mansion you were told about earlier. Argynvostal. I have to imagine there's something there. Haunted, something about a dragon. Something about a dragon there, dying there. That has to leave something good, I imagine.
Well, we're heading in that direction anyway, right?
Are we getting paid to look for the wine? Or look into the wine? Or are we doing that just out of kindness?
Doing it to get some wine.
At
How
that,
much coin for bringing this wine back for you?
let's see. We're still needing to take a profit, and let's see.
That's for you.
How about 15 gold barrel?
I look at Darian and Donar. That seems fair.
Darren will sort of nod as he's painting on FedEx colours since he's just become a delivery guy.
You drop off the lady at Krizek or this abbey and then go see the winery or the vintner.
Yeah, I suppose tomorrow we need to first go over to the church.
We need to try and find out how to uncurse you people.
Do we even...
That is an interesting question. Does like a detect magic detect that? Or actually, I don't know how that would work against somebody like me because I'm actually got a level of sorcerer. So I am magical.
When Bruce was talking to these guys and saying that the wolf bit him, was there any sort of reaction from them?
Not particularly. They're both hunters. They've been bitten by wolves before, and so they're thinking, werewolves must just be a different kind of wolf. They know that normally their weapons can't really hurt them, so that's why they hide. But beyond that, it didn't seem like they knew that being bitten by a werewolf may induce the curse that turns you into a werewolf or something.
Do we know that, or is that still meta information at this point? That a werewolf's bite leads to the curse?
I would say that Raven, Genriel, and Jarian would probably know.
Alright, so we have some suspicion that our party members could be cursed.
Yes.
Do we then know if there's a way to lift the curse? Or is that outside of our expertise?
I would say
possibly a religion roll?
Well, I would say that you all would know in different ways. So Janriel, through your studying and such, you probably know like the remove curse spell and things like that. Raven, you probably know through your more natural sciences about like the remove curse or restoration or etc. That there is some magical cure for it. And then Darian, you know, bring them to the cleric.
Alright, so Darian will say, I fear that Jonah and Gruce, those bites of yours, may have cursed you. So we must make sure that we go see the cleric at the church in the morning.
I'm already cursed.
Old shaman would just throw bones and burn some like animals. But if you say so, Donar, we'll see this priest.
And Darian will look around the tavern and say, I don't see your shaman here, so we don't have many options.
It is true.
And then he's going to get sad because his shaman's dead.
It's true.
His whole tribe is dead.
Well,
are you a depressed drunk?
I am the last. I will keep their memory alive and bring honor to the.
Well, make sure you die gloriously in battle. I'll have my father take you up to Valhalla.
One can only hope.
We party all night and fight all day.
I like the sounds of this Valhalla.
Alright, Darian, I don't think has anything else to do this night, so he'll go to bed.
Alrighty. Anything anyone else has?
I can't think of anything.
Neither can I.
Alright, then the night eventually peters down and several of the patrons begin to gradually finish up and file out, and at the end it's just the rest of you. The barkeep does his last call, and after that, you're free to head on up to your rooms.
Alas. Okay. Glug, glug, glug.
And then you all settle down for the night,
Long
and
rest.
morning comes.
And get a long rest. Neat.
New day has dawned. There's
So Darren will suit up, head down for breakfast, hopefully meeting the rest of his party there.
Or Donar and Groose sleep in the common room when everybody came down.
Possibly.
They've gone behind the bar and grabbed one of the kegs and it's now empty on the table in front of them.
I hope not. So I guess the first thing is, do we go to the church or do we go to the burgomaster first?
Why do we go to the burgomaster? I don't need to talk to him.
We need money.
Church. Money can be made after we go drop off Irana. I thought we were dropping her off before we take off.
Let's go. Let's go to the church and get you two knuckleheads situated, and from there we'll decide what to do.
You mortal women, so pushy.
Quiet you.
Wiser
My-
than me.
My wife would like you.
So we'll head to the church.
Are Irina and the Lesser coming with us, or are they hanging out at the inn for now?
He's no longer Ismark. He's just the
Yeah,
lesser.
Just a lesser.
They will stay with us. Our job is to keep them safe, so they should stay with us.
Yeah. So they are. You say okay, and join you off to the church.
That there looks interesting. We should go and have a look at see what that is at some point.
Okay. I see what you're pointing at. I'm like, what are you pointing at? And because all I saw, I was zoomed in, so I only saw your line. I'm like,
Oh.
Do we have a picture of the church?
Nope. So you,
On the way, General will keep an eye out for a shop that looks arcane in nature, or a bookshop.
okay. The main street looks to be mostly. Well, there are a few shops scattered here and about. You don't find any bookshops or anything that would deal with the arcane at all. But as you approach the church, the slouching, centuries-old stone church has a bulging steeple in the back and walls lined with cracked, stained glass windows depicting pious saints. A fence of wrought iron encloses a garden of gravestones next to the church, and there's a thin, creeping mist among the graves.
Is the church door unlocked?
Yep, it's unlocked and can.
Okay, enter in the church and
All right, inside you see a man sort of praying towards the altar in the back, along with a younger boy, and then there doesn't seem to be any sort of individuals in in the church among like the pews or anything.
Greetings. Are you the father of this town?
Hello. Yes, I'm a Father Lucian. How may I help?
We could use your assistance. On our way to town, we were ambushed by some werewolves, and 2 of our party were bitten.
Ah, I see. Come here then. And he sort of leads you off towards the side room.
Where he's
I would
waiting
like-
with an axe.
Yeah, he's going to murder you.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I would like an escort.
Have just the thing to
I
fix
would
your
like
problem.
a parent or guardian to accompany me. The priest is taking me to the back room.
Are you gonna be like all embarrassed about it, like Conan acted in the first Conan movie? It's just a bite.
He says, okay. So you were all bitten, yes?
No, only 2.
Only 2. Okay. He'll examine you. Have you been feeling any dramatic changes? Any sort of hungers or
Yes, I get hungry a lot. Had a steak last night. I was very hungry.
well, anything out of the ordinary?
No.
Okay.
Bruce is anything but ordinary, though.
I'm still getting accustomed to this whole mortal shell thing.
Wait. Okay. How long ago were you bitten?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Last night, even. Okay. Probably has not had much of an effect then. Okay. I do have something that might be able to help. It feels odd to ask this, however, I would very much appreciate a donation to the church.
Is there a favor we can do for the church instead?
How much?
Ideally, however much you can spare.
Is there anything we can do for the church instead?
I dropped 10 gold.
He says, thank you. We've had some trouble recently, and so this will go a long way towards fixing that.
Grimacing, I'm gonna have to give him the last of mine, which is 8.
Wait, and he looks at Darian. Are you a paladin?
Darren will just nod.
Yes. Then you just might be able to help. So as you might have seen, this is Saint Angel's church, and so one of his final resting place. Unfortunately, the trouble I spoke of is that his bones are stolen, and with that, the church is not as protected as it should be.
I would think if a man's bones were stolen, he wouldn't be very much use.
Well, it is the churches are holy, you see, so that ends up protecting the church, and as they were stolen, the Strahd's minions are able to attack and come in and damage the church, and that causes some trouble.
Who stole these
I
bones?
see the exclamation point over this guy now.
Well, I don't have any clear proof or anything like, but I believe Gravedigger Milovich must have had something to do with it.
Where is this man? I will thump him until he gives us the answer.
Yes, where can we find him? Which orange roof is his?
Really?
What leads you to believe that he stole the bones?
Well, he seems to always have around, and so he's I was the only one who knew about them, but a little bit ago I mentioned it to the altar boy, Jeska. But he was afraid at the time, and so I told him. But after the bones were stolen, I had only told Jeska about the bones. I asked Jeska if he told anyone, and he said he had, but didn't wouldn't give me the name. Middleville can be rather temperamental, so I haven't approached him about it. Nor have I reported the theft of the bones, just because that might ruin some morale, and I don't want to interrupt the Burgomaster's festival.
So the kid didn't mention who he told, or
correct?
But the kid told someone. So you know the kid told someone, but he hasn't mentioned who he told.
That is correct.
So where does the gravedigger live?
Can we speak to the boy? Perhaps he will tell us who he told. I do not think it's right that we go accusing your gravedigger of a crime unless we have some grounds for it.
Isn't the gravedigger a wrestler?
He has been he is rather strong, yes. He can usually be found outside in the cemetery, going about his business.
So, can we speak to Jeska?
Of course, and he sort of leans into the hallway. Jeska, come here, please. The little boy approaches and says, "Yes, how can I help?"
Darian will turn to the Father Lucian, and he'll say, "Privately."
Yes, of course, and he'll head off into one of the side rooms and lead you with him.
So Darian will sort of crouch, and then so is it the same sort of height as the altar boy? Or how old is the altar boy?
Probably 12.
Yep. So Darian will crouch, and he'll say, "Father Lucian, you can speak to us. Anything that we say here will only be between us. No one else will hear of it. But Father Lucian has told me that you spoke to someone about the bones of St. Andril. Is this true?"
I did tell someone, yes.
Can you tell us who you told?
He looks a little bit afraid, but sort of shakes his head a little bit.
Darian will try and calm him. And he will use Persuade.
Okay. Okay.
Whatever you tell us, no one will hear of it. Father Lucian will not. I'll keep your secret. We just wish to find out who may have taken the bones of St. Andrel so we can restore the sanctity of this place.
He kind of looks down at his feet for a second and does like the little kind of grind his feet into the wood floorboards for a little bit, and I told Milivaj.
Milivaj, and he is your gravedigger?
Yes. He tends to the grounds around the church as well.
Have you seen him acting strange since you told him? Has his behavior been normal?
He's always kept himself to some extent, carrying around his shovel as he does. He hasn't seemed much more aggressive than usual.
Do you know where we can find Milivaj?
I should be out tending the grounds right now, actually, and off to the side of the off to the side of the church.
All right, so Darren will stand. He'll just sort of, ruffle his head. So you've done well. Go off and continue your chores.
He sort of nods and then just quickly heads off and back to doing his work.
Looking to the rest of the party. Let's go. Speak to this Milivaj.
Before we go, Father, would you please take care of Donar and Grus?
Yes, of course. And he will proceed to give a short prayer to the morning Lord and place his hand on Grus's shoulder, and there'll be a bit of a glow as the divine energy weaves itself. And Grus, although you never felt off or wrong, the glow is kind of reassuring, and you feel like there's been some sort of weight that's lifted, or some sort of chain that's been loosened around you a little bit. And then he repeats the process with Donar.
And we look very intently to the combat tracker that's off to the side to see if the curse effect disappears.
I don't know how to remove that.
You click the little... I don't even know what symbol that is. It looks like a Twitter thing to me.
I don't know what that's supposed to be either.
I think it's a bird, maybe?
Okay.
Having seen the effects removed, Darren will say, it looks like it's worked.
Happy to be of help, and thank you for going to try to find this.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
No. The bones are the most important.
Then we'll look into it pronto. So we head outside to find the gravedigger.
When we bring this up, he may try and flee, so let's organize ourselves to cut off any escape.
How does the outside in the grave area look, and where is the gravedigger located?
it's sort of a it's sort of that semicircle like you can see on the map, and Milosh. So if you zoom really close on the map, I drew an arrow. It's relatively walled in, and Milosh will be clearing some weeds from the side of that mausoleum-looking thing.
So being walled in, there's no other exits except for through the church.
Yep.
So as long as we just have some people hang back, well, Darian, you can go talk to him, and maybe Janrel.
Or we just sort of surround him as we go up to speak to him.
That might be intimidating.
Well, Darren's going to be entirely intimidating. He says that's the point. You need to scare him.
You have
Okay.
to intimidate. You're proficient with it?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, let's do it.
So as we approach, Darren will sort of instruct the guys, with head nods and stuff, to sort of take up positions sort of around him, deliberately being intimidating, so the guy knows that something's up.
Yep, he definitely takes notes, and as you continue to approach, he gradually finishes pulling up some of the weeds, and then kind of stands up, wipes his hand off, and then says, hello, may I help you?
You have something which does not belong to you. We want it returned immediately.
I'm afraid I haven't met, or I'm afraid we haven't met. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The bones. What have you done with the bones?
What bones?
Don't make me thump you, little man.
The bones of St. Andrel. We know you have taken them. We would like them returned. And it would be best for you if you do it without problems.
Give you the intimidation check.
I can do that. Oh, if you want.
Just wondering if there's any way to assist.
Right.
Go ahead and roll another one. I'll give advantage since you are being very intentional about it and have planned for it.
Is there an assist as well?
No assist. It'll the assist is the advantage.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Cruz, why don't you try?
I don't know. I don't actually have the. He's got
I
a better
do.
skill than I do.
Despite feeling a bit less intimidating than normal Darian, you do see a crack in a. Oh, jeez.
You're too busy laughing.
Oh no! It's like I'm thinking. I'm like watching Darian do it, and I'm just like, I don't know if I would have been intimidated.
We forgot to take off the clown costume before we turned up, so we still have the red noses on.
Okay, now I have to see.
Giant shoes.
Oh, see,
Okay, well, damn it.
But despite not feeling as intimidating as you normally do, Darian, you actually do see the crack in Milivoj's facade, and he just kind of unclenches his fist a little bit and says, "Fine, yes, Yeska told me about the bones. He told me about them, and I went and told someone else. He mentioned if I told him bones. He mentioned if I got them for him, he would give me some money so that I can feed my siblings. Is that what you want?"
Yes. Oh my god, that worked. We didn't know if you had anything.
I told the coffin maker, Henrik Vandervoort. If you want to try to find them or whatever, you have to talk to him.
Where
can we find them?
With a name like that, probably Hogwarts.
Which orange roof in the town holds this coffin maker?
The one with the V.
Yep.
With vampires. It's not Vandervoort. It's vampires. I'm onto your tricks.
Vandervoort.
Just go and leave me alone.
Winter Mel. I have 6 silver remaining. I'm gonna toss them to the kid and say, see, dude, that's all I can afford. But look to your family.
His voice kind of his face kind of brightens a little bit, and then he quickly clamps down on it to maintain the angry facade, and is thank you. I do appreciate this.
You should confess to Father Lucian. We'll not do it, but you should confess your sins and ask for his forgiveness. Darren will then turn to leave.
Yeah, let's go hunt down this Vandervoort.
When we find this Van de Van, I will thump him.
Van de Van.
That's what I said.
Vandervoort.
Wort.
I'm never gonna stop not hearing it. Vandervoort.
Smells fault.
I know.
But we approve.
So we'll head over to Vandervoort's then.
Yep.
I can't not hear it. Every time now. Thanks, Mel.
Sorry.
She's like, no problem.
Vandervoort.
All right, you guys make your way over there, and the uninviting shop is 2 stories tall and has a sign shaped like a coffin above the front door. All of the window shutters are closed up tight, and a deathly silence surrounds the establishment.
Boom, boom, boom. As
Deathly
I hammer
silence.
as I hammer on the door.
Darian, do you get any sense from this place?
Darren will divine sense.
You get a bit of that smell that you know all too well, defining evil.
Excuse me.
Oh, that
And what
smell.
about celestial fiend undead? Do I detect any of those?
It was 60 feet, yes?
Yep.
Yep, you get a whiff of something.
Which is it? Celestial fiend or undead?
Undead.
Darren will say, this place reeks of undead. We should be cautious.
Well, we need to get those bones, so we still need to go in.
Let's just open the door.
The door does not open. You hear from inside, "We're closed. Go away."
We need coffins.
"We're closed."
How can you be closed? Death doesn't stop.
"Death doesn't stop, but I do."
Well, too bad.
"We're
Open the
closed."
door.
"No, go away."
Well, we'll get through the door one way or the other. Prefer you'd open the door.
"We're closed. Just go. Go away. Leave me alone."
Groose, can you pound on that door a couple more times?
It would be unfortunate if we had to involve the burgomaster. Open the door.
Since we are on urgent business
That
from him.
sucked. See, there's my bad roll.
If he had something to do with me, he could do it himself. Just go away. Leave me alone.
Well, he sent us, and we have urgent business, so you will open your doors, otherwise you will deal with the burgomaster yourself, and I'm sure that will not go down well for you or your business.
What sort of business do you have with me?
Open the door and we will explain. I am not going to stand here and yell through the door to you.
Oh, I'm not opening the door.
Then we shall break it down.
We're really just kicking in the door in the middle of the day.
Can we try see? Is there a way of unlocking the door, picklocking it?
It looks like there is a lock in the door. Yes.
Hey, Darian, you want to try picking the lock?
Sure. Darian will say, conceal me a little. You do not want to draw attention from the street.
We'll kind of surround him a little bit.
As you start to fiddle and twiddle with the lock, you just hear a little thump 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 from the other side, and it sounds like he braced the door, moved furniture in front of it or something. Just go away. I don't want you in.
Is there a window?
They're all shuttered from the inside.
Anybody else know how to pick locks?
I will rear back.
I was about to do that. Anybody else know how to pick locks? And we're like, kick.
Is that athletic, climb, sheer, slip, jump, struggle, swim?
Athletics.
Is it athletics?
Yeah, I'm fine with using athletics for this.
Crunch. Ugh.
The door actually steady.
I'm sorry, you cut off there.
The door actually stays steady.
Solid.
I'll
I
try
make
to
coffins.
assist Bruce.
Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say I assist him, but
The after the big kick, he says, "I make coffins and they have to be sturdy enough to keep things in when we're here in Barovia. I know how to make a good hinge and door. Just leave me alone. Go away."
You know what? Well, when that doesn't work, sleight of hand. What is that supposed to do? That doesn't work. I pull out the old trusty crowbar.
That's for trying to pick the lock.
Slide a hand for lockpicking. And you have advantage?
He did that.
Disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage.
Okay. You pick the lock.
Oh wow, with the 17. Nicely done.
The door doesn't open because it's barred.
All right. Time for the crowbar.
You said there's windows?
Yes, they are frosted and barred. And shuttered.
Is that just ground floor windows or what else? Second story windows?
From down here, it looks as though like all the windows, both on the lower floor and the upper floor, have the same shuttered, barred, and frosted.
Well, Chris will look kind of like around, like, do we want to? Yeah, I'll pull the crowbar out and show everyone. It's like, but do we want to do this out in the street?
Let's see if we can get in from behind. If there's a back door.
Yeah, are there any back doors?
If you go looking around the shop, you see that yes, there is. And as you two discuss it, you hear the pitter patter of feet running away.
Quickly.
From the building?
From the inside of the building, yes.
Quickly, before he gets to the back.
I will race around to the back.
Give me a dex check. See how fast you get there.
Acrobatics?
Sure.
Or just straight dex? I guess it would really be a dex. I'm not doing any dives, somersaults, or flips. That's interesting. You still show like your armor is non-proficient. Are you sure you have the right armor?
I do. It's the only thing I could think of is maybe the shield. Maybe it's trying to treat it as a steel shield instead of a wooden shield.
Unequip the shield and then roll and see if it does it. Are you proficient with shields?
Yes.
What kind of armor do you have?
Leather.
Right? Did they make it back to the back door? Because I'm certainly not running around there.
Yes, those of you who chose to run, you will all do make it back. Raven gets there first.
Try to open the door.
The door is locked.
Is this a heavy reinforced door?
It's not as reinforced as the front, but it does seem a bit thinner, and you're just starting to hear the approaches of footsteps from the other side.
Bruce, hit it!
So Raven,
you envision Raven's like sitting there working on it, and Bruce just tackles over him through the door.
That's actually precisely what happens. Raven, it's taking you a little bit longer to get it all worked out, and than you normally expect, and then Bruce just pile drives right through the door, and indeed busts it down.
So you're still holding the lock in your hand.
Where's the bones?
You bust down the door, see the face, see his face being a bit panicky, ask where the bones are, and the screen fades to black.
Dun dun
Oh.
dun.
I guess it is 9. Paul, try and unequip all your armor and then roll one of those disadvantaged skills again. Like, do you actually... Yeah. Because something's not right. If leather is allowable, but it's not... No, it's still going armor non-proficient. Do you have anything else? Check, make sure...
Well, I have a mirror steel, but that shouldn't,
No,
it's
that
not.
one's-
Maybe inventory?
You're
He's
gonna need to
he's
check your
carrying,
inventory.
Carrying too much, like he's into the heavy or something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm only 62.01 pounds. My maximum is 150. Lift, push, drag is 300.
Yeah, but that's your maximums, and then okay, so is your leather armor from the sheet from the armor page, or did you just type in leather armor?
No, it's from
it
the
looks
sheet.
from the sheet.
Remove it and add a different armor, and then roll and see if it works. I mean, it should, like, you've unequipped it, right? Completely? And it's still showing that?
1 second.
So, Ethan, did you say we were doing another level at the end?
Yep. As in addition, after you guys kick in the door and see his face, ding, go off.
Well, technically, the sleight of hand, I don't. Armor on.
Actually, I think I know what might be causing it. On the main tab of your character sheet, where you've got armor class, is the little star lit or unlit?
Oh, it was unlit. I got it lit now. Let me try now.
Ah, there it is.
Easy fix.
Were we leveling up?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you guys get the telltale ding of a level.
Should we be doing that now, or will we be doing it next session?
I'd say we can do it at the start of the next session.
I just did it.
I mean, unless it's done now. I mean, in the end, any other stuff that will be relying on skill checks won't be happening until after the start of next session. So there'll be time on either end.
Alright, well, Darian will be leveling up.
So, I want honest feedback from the team. Do you guys want a rogue class as well? Do you want me to become kind of like a druid rogue?
Just do what you want, dude.
Yeah, we're totally, like, honest with you. Honest feedback is do what you want. What is fun for you? What do you envision for your character?
The thing is, rogues have some really good abilities, but you don't get them to level 3 rogue. So you're going to have to invest quite a lot of levels into rogue before you get all the good stuff. Instead of taking an ability score improvement, Darian's taking a feat.
Alrighty, well, I think that is all for tonight, so I think we will end the stream here if you'd be willing to do so, and we will catch you all next week, everybody.
Cool.
Next
I
week.
didn't know this. I didn't realize that the ability score improvements were 2 points or 1 and 1. I always thought it was just 1 point. Huh. What do you know? My strength is now 18. Stronger.
Alright, so are we good to end the stream?
We are good to end stream.
So if you decide not to
Thank you,
use the
stream.
ability score improvement, you can increase a feat, or do you automatically still get the feat?